So Chris and I were chatting, and happy to have Chris on. And I found through my homework before this show that he's actually a wedding DJ and has become a successful wedding DJ, and that has translated into what he's doing now, and that's super unconventional. So happy to have Chris on and talk to us about a wedding DJ and how that has translated into what you're doing at Focus Biz in terms of like marketing. And you mentioned there's actually some overlap there, which most people would probably never think of that.
I know, right? Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on, Joshua. Really appreciate it. This was me starting a business 11 years ago, just DJing for friends and family, and they kind of gave me the idea that I could use my old equipment from the band days to provide services for others that people are willing to pay for. So I leaned heavier into that. Started a website, actually grew a brand and a business, went back to school for marketing, started implementing tools, technology, and I realized as a business owner, we had to wear so many hats. You can't just be good at your craft, you have to be good at marketing and sales and accounting. Otherwise, you have to hire out for those things. So I learned as much as I could about marketing, and that's when I transitioned to going back to school. And eventually, COVID is when the wedding industry and many other industries went down. Unfortunately, we went from about 65 events down to 16. So unfortunately, I need to find something else to pivot during COVID. So this was my pivot. Decided, hey, you know what? People are going to need marketing and websites and consulting even during COVID. So let me, transition there. So for the past 5 years, it grew more into marketing, AI, automation agency, just kind of really fulfilling the needs where I saw business owners were kind of lacking. First, it was, hey, we need more leads. So, okay, let's do some campaigns for that. And then we realized they're not converting. So we switched into, okay, how can we nurture leads for you? So it's just a part of that journey of, taking the organization and coordination skills from a wedding and how that translate into a process or a system and moving that into now B2B sales instead of the B2C. So it's similar to running a business. It's just different clientele, different audience, different offer, different messaging, but a lot of those same principles still apply.
Are you, is the wedding business still running now since
Yeah.
things have picked back up? Like, did you pick
Yeah.
that business back?
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, back in 2021, things started to kick up back again. And each year has just been another record-breaking year from the previous one. So we continue to grow and scale. And we also won the Knott's Best of Weddings Award as well. So we're Hall of Fame award winners from the Knot based on our reviews from actual couples. So it's a testament to our service and the level of coordination we provide to all of the couples.
So are you actually like doing the DJing yourself? Have you been like hiring out, building out that team? Like, because it sounds like, well, weddings were pretty much non-existent in 2020. And so now you did marketing, but now you're have two companies.
Right, absolutely. It was a bit unexpected. We weren't sure what was going to happen with COVID, during COVID, and even throughout. There was still some uncertainty. But each year it got a bit better. I'm still the main full-time DJ for my full-time income, but I do have a team of about 8 to 10 DJs that take on extra bookings for me as well. So any given weekend on a particular day, maybe a busy Saturday in a busy month, we might have 4 or 5 DJs out on a single day and throughout a weekend, maybe 7 to 8 events total. So it's definitely something where we have a team to help fulfill and serve all of these couples and clients that we serve, and I'm managing all the back end. So this is everything from the inquiries to the quotes to the follow up, the meetings. I'm handling all of that on my end, and then the DJs then fulfill their service from there.
Hmm. How is being a DJ translated to this new adventure at Focus Biz?
Yeah, so building this DJ business again, to take something from an interest or a hobby to an actual full-time income or a business takes a lot of work and practice. So you still have to go with this and just stick hard to your plan. So it took years to kind of get momentum to even get to the point where I am now. But all the skills of coordinating for the weddings, everything from communication, how we nurture and automate the that buyer's journey and that process, all that translated into the marketing journey for Focus Biz as well. This was kind of a necessity. I was finding that I was a bit too busy running the wedding DJ business. And if I wanted to grow and scale, I either needed some tools or a team to be able to help me to get to that next level. So it was taking that efficiencies of scale and moving it to the marketing focused biz as well. So that was kind of how that translated from the business side, DJing into marketing.
What I was actually wondering is like being an
Oh, sure.
actual DJ. Like, what have you learned from being an actual DJ, like playing music that has helped with the new
Okay,
business
yeah.
adventure? So, like, being
Okay.
like, walk, tell me about that.
Absolutely. So one thing to consider how that translate is your audience. So each wedding we go to, it's going to be a different crowd, a different level of guests. But we have this past experience on what has worked well at different weddings, what has worked for certain audiences. So in the same way that we're reading the room for the audience at a wedding, is the same thing you should do and apply to your marketing as well for your business. So consider your audience. Now, with every tool, channel, social media, type of content, type of marketing that you could ever do. These are the songs and selections that you have available to service and fulfill your audience. So this is all based on the music selection, reading the room,
Mhm.
take song requests from people. If you're hearing from your clientele, hey, it'd be cool if your marketing business offered this service, or I'm struggling with this. Wow, wouldn't it be great if we had a song that would fix that for you? So in the same way, we're kind of reading the room, taking song requests. This is how we build into how do we craft this service towards an audience? How do we deliver that within the messaging? And how does that create a whole end experience that gives them the end result that they're looking for? And then kind of translate that into the marketing business as well.
Yeah, I mean, people can spend a lot of money on marketing and it doesn't work. So what are some good questions for people to ask when they're looking to hire a marketing person or agency to help them grow? Because as social media has grown, there's a lot of really good people and there's also a lot of mediocre people on social media
Absolutely.
since it's become a lot more mainstream nowadays.
It has absolutely. And in the same way that there's good and bad marketing companies, there's good and bad electricians, plumbers, roofers, and any business out there.
Hmm.
For us, it's important for any client, person or business who's interested in hiring out for marketing. First, decide what are your goals, what are your values, and what are you trying to achieve. From there, you can start to find marketing agencies that more align with your vision. I oftentimes look for reviews, testimonials, and case studies that help strengthen the story behind the offer. Um, Something to keep in mind is um, when you're putting yourself out there as a business in marketing, you can do you can do something really small. Like if you need just the bare minimum to demonstrate a return on investment, I might toss in some Google ads. I might do a little bit of SEO, but I wouldn't go full force into a full marketing campaign for them if they're strictly just trying to show me some results up front and show me you know what you're doing. So I do that. It's a very, very low risk for them, and I demonstrate immediate results for them to get them a return on investment. And then after I do that small little teaser test trial for them, that's when the next level comes in where we take them up to the next level marketing package. So look at the testimonials, look at the reviews, the case studies, try and see if there's anything that lines up both with your story and the return on investment that you're hoping to achieve. Consider if it's B2C, B2B, it's going to be a different audience, different offer, different messaging. So as long as the company you're working with makes a lot of sense. They say a lot of smart things and they're bringing practical, actionable insights to your business. I think that's going to be the agency that you're going to want to look for.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I still haven't figured out marketing and I don't even know like what to look for. I mean, I have like
Yeah.
a strategy and I'm doing things.
Hmm.
I've met marketers and I've hired them for like little things.
Hmm.
But I mean, I've been on a call with someone. They're like, "Yeah, it's like $20,000 up front," and I was like, "Well, if you hire someone at like a big company, and if they make $1 million a year, they still only get paid like every 2 weeks from that company. So like I don't know, I just get these shady things. Like I've done like some I've been doing like a lot of boosting on Instagram because it's cheap and it's better than nothing. And I like
Yes.
can see the results and like I'm in the control. Um, so I mean it probably sounds like where people have to start is figure out like where their audience is because you mentioned as a DJ, depending on the crowd, you have to play different music. So depending on your business, you have to have a different marketing strategy.
That's right, absolutely. For a lot of people, we tell, for your audience, either you have to get found or get in front of the right people. So, where do they go to find solutions to their problems or research that? Where do they go to have those conversations? Oftentimes, you'll find there's a lot of social networking sites, maybe Reddit, Facebook, where people are in these groups, even on LinkedIn, based around a topic or an interest that you are able to now leverage your knowledge or share with others as well. So I don't even blame you for not knowing like where to start with the audience and okay, I'm testing this and I've been offered from other agencies. It's like who actually has all their stuff together and can produce the result for you. Another thing is find a marketer who can ask you more questions. So let me ask you, who is your audience? Are you B2C, B2B? Who do you directly work with?
It's B2C.
B2C. Okay, you work directly with the consumer.
Hmm.
And what is your offer, your pitch to them?
Create custom financial solutions for their future. So it could be retirement, could be want to just make money. I don't anything that has to do with building wealth, essentially.
Okay, okay. And is that primarily done through like investments, stocks, or how does that kind of wealth start to get created?
I mean, it depends on the person. So like sometimes we have people who are business owners, so we show them different things that they could do to help them uh, build their business up. Some people don't have a lot of money. They need help building a strategy how to get out of debt. Other people ask questions about tax strategies. So
Mhm.
it depends on what the person is looking for, and then like crafting the solution based on what the person wants.
Right, right. Because you have different financial products or solutions available to them, kind of based on their goals, what they're looking for. Who's been your perfect ideal client for you? Who is just the easiest to serve? They're the happiest with your services, and they bring in the most money for you.
Well, step one is everyone we talk to needs to be able to use a computer, and they can't be a jerk. That's our rules number one and rules number
Very important
two.
rules. I like them.
Yeah, and then from there, I mean, these are the dumb questions that I don't know how to answer because our client base is all over across the board. It's not like we're selling hair conditioner for women.
Right, right. Yeah. So
So
if it's kind of just a
these are
big
one of the questions the
basket,
marketer's like, who's your perfect like you asked me who my perfect client is. I was like, I don't know. You're the marketing person. You tell me, man. Like
right?
I'm posting these videos. I have these analytics. I mean, I can go to the analytics and like see what they're saying. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, my whole strategy, and I could be wrong, is like if I just like put a message out there and I advertise it, eventually the right people will find me. But I mean, everyone's like,
That's
you need to be very
perfect.
specific. I was like, well, I don't have enough data to be specific. I'm not like Target or Coca-Cola.
Right, right. Now there is some data points you could find if you wanted to dive a bit deeper into that research phase. But yeah, just posting a generic message out to an audience. The ones who are interested, that's the one that the message resonates with. They reach out, and that's a perfect connection. I love using either Facebook, Instagram, a lot of these social platforms just for B2C companies are great for this. One, because that's getting in front of the right people, right? You can choose a bit of targeting, at least have some demographics to decide who you want to send that to. And then B2C on the other side is getting found. That's huge into search engine optimization. So typically for retail establishments or if you're selling directly to the public, we recommend having a strong presence on your Google business profile and on your website. And those are where real organic search leads come from. So in your instance, it would be people looking for financial planning services or wealth financial planning, things like that. So that's another way to kind of hack. your audience to
Mhm.
deliver them that audience message that you're hoping to deliver.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading that someone was saying like Google Ads haven't been doing very well as of late. Is that fact? Fiction?
I'm seeing similar complaints from other clients as well who are running ads, and I believe the issues honestly started around the AI overview time. When
Mm.
AI overview started getting implemented, I feel like it just changed the
Is that like when
entire
you Google and then like the first thing is AI overview and then you just click away, you don't even like scroll? Because I mean,
right,
I used to be
right.
like I would search and I see sponsored. I would always go past the sponsored and I would go to like the organic ones. I mean, I don't know if
Yes.
is that what everyone does?
At least 80% of people. So 80% of people will scroll past sponsored ads to go directly to the organic search results. But what's nice is for the other 20%, those are the ones who are typically in more of the consideration, awareness, and decision phase of their buyer's journey. So they're, more informed on their situation. They're trying to decide which company to work with. And that's a good way to get in front of the right people for organic search as well. But with any business, you're kind of testing and seeing what works. I never recommend just staying in one channel. We always find the most profitable channel, based on lifetime value, return on investment. But at the end of the day, you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket, into one channel. It may be the most profitable, but you want to do a multi-channel approach so that way your business as a whole has less risk to it.
Yeah, I mean, well, step one is like you got to be doing something. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is like when they first start a business, like, oh, like my website has to be super pretty,
Mhm.
and then they get stuck on that for like a year. I
I've
think that's
been
step
there
one.
and
I mean,
heard
I made
that.
that mistake too. I mean, the idea is like, how do you get people to like see you and then reach out to inquire on whether or not they want to use you or not? I feel like restaurants are pretty simple. You put out a big sign, you do some targeted Instagram or Facebook ads, give them a coupon, they come in and hopefully those people come back. Uh, I mean, for a wedding business, it was probably all word of mouth.
Starting off, word of mouth was really important, getting referrals as well. I went heavier into industry specific directory listings. So for us, it started off with Thumbtack. Then it became the Knot, Wedding Wire. So those are industry specific where um, they'll have couples in that industry that you either pay for leads to inquire, so that way you can provide quotes for service. So it started heavy into SEO, organic search. Then it became building relationships with a lot of the venues I'm at. They would ask, "Hey, have you been here before?" Or "We always love seeing you here. Can we put you on our preferred vendor listing?" So
Hmm.
now they're recommending our services to other couples as well. So that's been a big driver for our business as well. So that's been effective for that business. And then, but that's B2C. B2B, when you're working with more businesses directly or professionals, more of that business is done on LinkedIn. Sure, you can do some Facebook, Instagram ads if you really have a great offer put together. And it's just something that you need to test and play with a little bit as you kind of refine your messaging and who you work with, or you even ask your clients, why did you come to me? What do you like? Why do you like working with me? You ask these questions to uncover the pain points and the problem solution that they're going through. This way, you can use that messaging directly in your own advertisements because obviously that message resonated with them or that was something important to them. Use that in future messaging directly from your clients.
Yeah, something I've been doing. Uh, I haven't told anyone I've done this yet, but so I've been since I'm like interested in finance, I get all like the financial advisor ads. And I said, I
Yeah.
like it. I'm interested. So I'm like watching all the ads and they're all saying like the same stuff. And I'm like, they all wear like a nice suit. I mean, I have nice suits too, but like, who cares? I like realized, and I mean, I think this is where like a lot of people get it wrong, is if you like create a character and you want people to like perceive you a certain way, and it's not really who you are, you're gonna get stuck having to be that character for the rest of your life. And that's like what
Yes.
my fear is. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna wear a golf shirt. I don't care. Because if like people just like want to use me because like I have a fancy suit, they're like hiring me for the wrong reasons versus like our clients, I'll be talking and be like, wow, you know a lot about this. What else can you help me with? And literally someone who pays like 500 bucks is like a multimillionaire, but you're like just charging them a fair price. And then all of a sudden it opens up. They like now trust you because you didn't try and bamboozle them into something they don't need.
Yes, absolutely. You have to take care of your clients and provide services fairly and equally across the board. And when working with them, that's another opportunity to get referrals and reviews from that person. Because if you take care of them, I'm sure they know a lot of other millionaires as well who are, hey, if they like you and trust you enough, they're going to be interested in moving forward. But it's important when presenting yourself online not to be someone that you're not. Like you said, you have to kind of keep up that persona on stage, as if you're, in a play.
Mm.
So the more you can be authentic, just your true self, it comes off. If you're not feeling your best based on what you're wearing, when I wear suits, they're not for me. I feel really stuffy. It's always too tight in the neck. I can never get enough breathing room there.
You gotta get a custom
Um,
suit, Chris. You gotta go
yeah, that's what I
custom.
gotta go for.
See, that's the thing. You get a custom suit, you won't have that problem. I mean, it's gonna cost you like $7 to $1,000 to get a nice custom one, but it's gonna last also 5, 6 times as long.
Right. And if it's actually going to fit the proper way, I mean, you can't put a price tag on just a really nice custom fitted suit. I mean, you see one and you can't unsee it again. You're like, oh wow, I'm never shopping at Kohl's again for a suit. I can't do that.
No, definitely not. So, how do you get people into a custom suit? But when it comes to a marketing plan, do you have like a system that you follow that you're able to like provide tips and tricks on?
Is this specifically for a suit business or is this just a
No, like for
metaphor
marketing,
for
like I'm coming to you for like a specific marketing plan. Um, I've seen the tricks where like people like use like a some sort of free extension. They'll go on your website and be like, "Oh, like here's red, here's yellow, here's green. We need to fix all this red." And then they fix all the red and they're like, "Oh, like your website, you have to fix your website all the time. Like it always is always breaking." I'm like, "Why is it always breaking? Like my car doesn't always break." So like what is it with your marketing system that allows you to create like a custom solution for the clients that you help on Focus Biz?
Absolutely. So it's kind of like we're taking all of our past experience and knowledge, and we have systems and tools available and templates, ready to implement. But then that's when we go dive a bit deeper one-on-one with the business owner to see where they're at, what they're working with. Again, a lot of the audience offer messaging can really influence a lot of the decisions that we'll make with marketing. But again, we kind of default to a lot of our proven strategies, whether you're B2C, B2B, or maybe in a nonprofit space. So again, we kind of focus around the principles of getting found and getting in front of the right people. We implement automation and AI within that to help capture, follow up, and nurture with leads for you. And sometimes this can look like automated AI, like custom personalized responses to an email inquiry, or a simple form submission on your website, or maybe they go to your chat widget. We kind of look at the entire buyer's journey as an experience for them, and we remove the friction and pain points that they typically run into. So something as simple as oh, you're asking for too much information here, or you're not asking for enough information here as part of an onboarding form. I would have expected to have a bit more detail here. A great book about marketing and just kind of proof of concept and product validation is Million Dollar Weekend from Noah Kagan. He's the founder of AppSumo. So he started this business with an idea that he wanted to get discounted beef jerky and be able to give it to all of his friends. Before even
Hmm.
starting a brand name or a website, he would simply ask his friends and his family, "I'm thinking about creating this. Would you pay me money for this today?" And that was his entire principle behind product validation. So it's really interesting is sometimes you don't even need a website or an official brand. If you have a great offer, if you're presenting a solution to a lot of people's problems, just ask them, send out an email, send out a text message to a group that you think might be interested. Ask a Facebook group. If you have an industry and audience there, hey, would you guys be interested in this type of product or solution? Does this solve or serve your problems? And then you can decide, is that product worth taking to market? So I think it's a great way to kind of develop develop your strategy, just kind of knowing if you have a great offer, if you're providing a great service, you don't always need the fancy everything marketing, website, funnel, everything that's involved. But once you kind of start growing, that's when you want to start optimizing and creating efficiencies within your business. It's kind of creating this standard operating procedure, this SOP for your business. Just having that allows you to grow and scale with your team, and takes a lot of that manual processes out from what you're doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is like as soon as you get a lead, you got to call the lead immediately, like within a minute or two, especially if they give you their phone number. Like just
Yes.
call them, leave a voicemail, send a text message. Don't be a jerk. Um, but I mean, all the tech, I mean, I get these automated text messages all the time. They're like terrible. Like, what's it say? Hi, it's Sam. I'd happily send over some figures, available health options if you're open to a change. Would you like more info? Like, I mean, like these are so bad.
That lacks convincing. Absolutely.
Like, do you want to sign up? I have no idea who you are.
Right. And just that very basic description, I mean, it really leaves nothing to curiosity. It's like health plans, okay. I mean, sure, they can be important, but that doesn't really captivate someone to reply.
No, I mean, you got to call, you got to text, you got to email. Um, I mean, you got to communicate from all areas, and then I mean, eventually you have to just if you don't hear anything, you just move on, which is a hard part for some people because some people just never want to give up. Some people don't try too little, so it's like finding that happy medium and having a marketing strategy where you have consistent leads coming in, so that way if you have like 9, 10, 11, 12 people who are just window shopping essentially, you at least know like more opportunities are coming, and that's the hardest part in business is figuring out that piece. And I think all companies are still trying to figure that out, even the big ones. They're like, well, how do we get more? How do we?
Absolutely.
Everyone
They're
wants
always
more.
yeah, they're always optimized. Yeah, there's a good way to want more. It's either the greed or, I can use this money and power for good. So there's, two types. But yeah, they're always optimizing their marketing and efficiency. If I change the form in this direction, even a button color, or should I change this word? All of these things can play a part into their marketing. But for a lot of us, this speed to lead is really important. I found this in the wedding industry, especially B2C companies. So we get phone calls, we'll get email inquiries, form submissions, people reaching out on the website chat widget. And that speed to lead is so important. So what I implemented into my wedding business is voice AI and AI follow-up. So we kind of mapped out the entire customer journey, decided which touch points are going to provide value and solicit a reply. And then that has been our entire nurturing journey. So we have specific human touch points that we implement, but the rest is automated and it's also personalized using AI. So this
Is
is
voice
incredible.
AI the robot phone calls?
Yes. So robot phone calls,
Is this for the
kind
DJ
of.
business or is this for the marketing business?
Both. I have tools on both businesses right now.
I've played around with the voice stuff. It was a little I couldn't get it to work properly, but I do.
What kind of struggles did you run into?
It's just time consuming setting it all up. Finances can be pretty complex. It's not like, hey, like you're a DJ. Like, how much does it cost? What's your experience? Are you available on this date, sort of thing?
Right.
Because it's all hooked up to like iCal, so it can like look at your calendar and like figure out like when you're available. But what we have automated is we've created systems, and so I've attempted to McDonald's like the financial situations like, hey, uh, initial phone call had committed to a meeting, then you just put them in this box. Or had initial phone call, wouldn't commit, then you just put them in this box, and then it'll send them, text, email, and then you'll have manual tasks in there if you want to do them.
Yes. Yes, that's
So
a
I mean, I've
perfect
gotten that
way.
far, but not the voice AI. Like, how long did it take you to get it to work?
10 minutes.
Oh, was it
Voice AI.
was
Yeah.
that easy?
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that you had trouble. I know there's systems out there that can be pretty complex, and unfortunately, the user interface, that user experience, just isn't that great. But our voice AI agents, I set mine up in 10 minutes or less, and they're all based on stages of the buyer's journey. So we have both pre-made templates, kind of based
Hmm.
on your goal. Are they trying to get more reviews? Are you trying to confirm an appointment or book an appointment? Are you trying to convert them to this or that? So whatever your objective is, there's predefined stages of the buyer's journey that we built into templates, and then you just go in and customize and edit those a little bit more. So yeah, you can have a working voice AI in 10 minutes, but yes, if you want a bit more refinement, really use the training data there to take it to the next level. Sure, maybe an hour or two into it. And that's a part of what our service provides as well. So a lot of our marketing clients that come in, if we see a need for a lead nurturing system, if they can't follow up fast enough, just an example was a dentist we have. Their office hours are Monday through Thursday. There are 3 days during the week where there's literally no one to follow up with leads or questions for services.
Hmm.
So we decided to implement a chat widget and email automations, kind of similar to yours, where you're check boxes of the stages of the journey, so that way they receive the right value-driven emails and just context based on the stage that they're in the buyer's journey. So that's kind of how we built our voice AI and around the buyer's journey. But it's super simple to set up a lot of these processes as well.
Yeah. Uh, but once setting up the process and like customizing it, that's the challenging part. And that's where you are gonna lose people because you like mess up. But you like have to refine it and you can't be scared to like make mistakes. So like, there's been times I send a message and I like look at it, I was like, oh, probably should have said it a different way. So like now it's all about like, hey, like we have like a situation like prospect agreed to sign up and they haven't paid the invoice in 3 days. And then it's just like send an email. It's like, hey Chris, what can we do to help you to get started? Did you have any issues uploading your documents? It's never like, why haven't you paid? Like, do you still want to sign up? It's like, hey, like, are you having issues? Is there anything we can help you with? It's just I mean, it's just being a person is like what it
Right.
comes down to. It's just like, just be a person. It's like, hey, like, I haven't seen you upload any docs. Are you having issues? And then like most recently, we had someone sign up. I was flying. I got an invoice paid, and he goes, "Hey, sorry, we had a snowstorm." Boom, done. All asynchronously. So it's cool. The voice AI though. I mean, if they can, it does it do outbound phone calls?
It can do outbound phone calls, and typically we recommend that for all opt-in. So anyone who has agreed to receive that, and it's different than what your typical robocalls of the past used to be, where they were trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. With voice AI, this is yes, you're kind of giving prompts and training to it, but it has more flexibility. It has access to tools like calendars and forms to collect and store data, and then
Hmm.
use that information as merge fields and context for future conversation as well. So, as opposed to kind of this predefined automation script where it's like interested in financial this, yes, no, then do this. Instead, it's allowed to jump between any topic or subtopic and jump through stages of the buyer's journey in
Hmm.
case they're okay, they're almost ready to book. Oh, I have another question. No worries. Let's go back to this stage and then continue following through the process. So the voice AI is it's smarter than the typical systems of the past. They're easier to set up and manage and train these voice AI, and now they're working not just as an as like a voice system, but it's actually like an employee or an agent. So again, you're kind of giving them this goal or this task that you want them to achieve, and through each stage of the journey, you encourage them to either use a tool, provide info, follow up on the next stage of the journey, and each piece can kind of fire off an automation or follow up that next text. And it's not always pre-scripted. The AI is actually learning from past conversations to provide a better personalized follow-up response for you. But yes, it can do outbound. It can be unlimited.
Doesn't
So
it
you can
charge by
have.
like a couple pennies a minute or something?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, so it's based on usage for phones, just like any others would for phone, SMS, text, or multimedia sending as well.
Hmm. Because when I played with it, it was just too slow. Like you
For
could,
like the response time.
yeah, it was just slow. Like I could, like
Yeah.
it was good, but I mean, I could still tell it wasn't like a real person. I could tell. Someone
Hmm.
else may not be able to tell. I feel like it'd be like, all right, like if this is like a business where it's like a lot of volume leads and like shifting through it, like I could see how it could be useful, especially if like I mean, all leads suck. So if you need have to get through a lot of leads, like it's good. For our company, I mean, we don't have like a ton of leads. I mean, we can get 40 to 50 leads a month, which is okay
Hmm.
for a small organization. But I mean, like all those leads are valuable. So I mean, I can handle that on my own right now.
Hmm.
But I mean, if we had 5,000 leads, all those people would not be getting phone calls.
Right, right. Yeah, and it's that economies of scale. How many people can you have following up on these more personalized human touch points? I totally agree that you kind of have to find that balance. And yeah, once you get to that scale, the 5,000, do you ever have it where, two or three leads come in instantaneously, and now you have to prioritize, okay, which one looks like the most qualified or the warmest lead available?
Not really. I could do it pretty fast where I can respond to both. Because I've set up it's the same process in the beginning. I mean, you're saying the same
Mhm.
message to every single person. And then I last year I got a little lazy. Um, I told everyone like, hey, last year I charged $29 for a consultation. This year I bumped it up to 36.99. Our company's 369 Financial, so I thought it was, I don't know, just make it the same
Nice.
numbers. And if someone didn't want to pay the fee, I just moved on. And now I've taken more of an approach of like, all right, I'll give someone a couple minutes on a phone to build some rapport. Then I'll see if they're open to paying for a consultation fee. Because if someone's not willing to pay $36, I doubt they're willing to invest at all.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's what it
Yeah,
comes down to is like, I mean, $36. You think you're really going to get scammed at $36?
right,
But
right.
some
And
people
and
don't
that's
want to
a
pay anything.
right, absolutely. And that's a perfect opportunity for you to use that as your pre-qualification method. This is you kind of testing the water. Hey, are you willing, one, to trust that I'm the person to work with you and that the $36 is going to bring you enough value? And do you have that money available to invest in yourself and to you to talk more about the financial strategies and everything? So it's a great way to kind of pre-qualify those leads you have coming in. Um, I guess in our instance, um, do your lead sources that come in, do they list what type of services they might be interested in, or is it just the generic name, phone, email, or is there any?
Sometimes people will write custom messages. Other times it's just like checking boxes.
Okay.
But at least you know, at the very least, we have a phone number, income level, what they're looking for help for. One of the things I learned is anyone who says they're competent in financial strategies or investing, I don't want them.
No.
Like anyone's like says they're like, yeah, I'm like very comfortable with finances. I don't want those people because they think they know, but they really don't.
Mhm.
So I mean, I've like unchecked that. Like, all right, like I don't want people who like think they know. I want people who like accepted that they don't know and they're willing to have someone else who does know.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's kind of like the patient going to the doctor. It's great that, people want to self-educate, absolutely support that. But there are times where you need to, one, trust the expert and not try to override their recommendations. And probably similar for you as well. It's like, hey, um, there's only so much help and evidence and education you can provide to those types of people, because I feel like they'd be very rigid in where they stand in their knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just set in their ways. They're never going to change. Other people adapt with the times. It's like, all right, I could pay $30 a month and I can get the non-free chat GPT, which is probably 300 times better than the free version. And I spend $360 a year and it ends up saving you, say it saves you 100 hours worth of time. That's $3.60. I hope you make more than $3.60. Like I was at a friend's house and we were making a meal. I was like, an aioli sauce would be really good with this. I was like, these are the ingredients I have. What aioli sauce can I make? And ChatGPT came up with it. I made an aioli sauce for avocado French fries using all the ingredients we had at home. Didn't get any ads. Didn't take more than 3 minutes, and it was delicious.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
Actually
so
getting the
cool.
intended search result right away. You don't have to read a story about how someone's, wife or husband really loved beans and, this started their transformation into this new aioli dip that they started. No, I just need the recipe based on these ingredients. AI is incredible. I'm using ChatGPT almost daily for my podcasting. Each time a guest submits their information through the application form, my LLM AI will craft three titles, three descriptions, and a social media post that I could potentially use for the podcast based on their topics and the description there. And then just kind of describing your lead process. I just created a custom quote responder. So this takes incoming messages, incoming mail, and scans for the name, email, phone, and a custom message. So maybe they mention certain financial products that they like. The AI then could follow up with them immediately and have a crafted personalized message based on their preferred financial services or the message that they entered, which would seem a lot more personalized. A cool way to implement is if you did like a pre-qualification voice AI and kind of put it out there, just saying, hey, I'm calling from this place. Yes, I'm a robot, but I'm just grabbing a little bit of extra info so I can get all of your proposal together. Do you have 5 minutes? And then they could speak to the voice AI, collect their information, and then send it off to an AI agent or ChatGPT and your team for further follow-up and analysis. So there's a lot of cool ways to like implement AI and technology. I'm using it for recipes too, but I love the business applications as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. If you're not using it, you're definitely falling behind.
And it's
Um,
tough when
I don't trust it fully. I still use it only as a tool. Like I do use it for ideas, but I've been like reading that if you use it fully, like the internet can like tell what's written by AI versus like original thoughts. So it's like finding that balance. Because if you
Mhm.
just pump out a bunch of content using AI and it's crappy content, and let's just say Google, because Google runs the internet, they own the internet basically. Like no one uses like
They
Safari
are
or
the internet,
Microsoft.
yeah.
They are the internet. I mean, basically, I mean, it could just like downgrade your site, downgrade all of your content, and then like you're trying to use a tool to work smarter, but it actually like you have to put in the work. So it's like finding that balance. Like what balance are you using so that you don't go too far to the AI so all of your content gets downgraded at the same time though, just using it as a tool.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, just kind of letting AI do its own thing without any guardrails or structure or training data into it. You're not going to get a really great end result from it. So it all comes down to the training data and the prompts you put into it. So for this instance, I would take my own personal blogs that I've written before and the writing style that I like in that same format and provide an LLM that structure. Here's what I'm trying to create. Here's an example output of what my writing style is. Can you create another one based on this topic? And it'll provide an example for you. You can edit and refine a little bit from there. You can even provide an answer response saying, here's what I edited to this, to my style. This is what I would have done. And the more information you feed it, the better it gets at creating that content for you. So you have options where, for me, I actually created an Excel spreadsheet. I put in a topic and it will AI will write a blog post and send it to my WordPress website and save it as a draft. That way, I as a human can go in and review that blog post, make any edits and changes to it, and then push it out for final publishing. So it's a great way to both use your past experience, your skill set into your LLM, so your AI produces a better result, and then to
Mhm.
allow a human touch point for approval so that way you as a human can review what the AI did for you.
Yeah, guardrails are important.
Hmm.
What's the name of your podcast in case anyone wants to jump over
Check it
there and check
out.
it out?
Yeah, it's called Brainwork Framework. We talk about sales, entrepreneurship, marketing, and business with a bunch of other business owners as well.
Cool. Well, I was glad I had a fellow DJ on, and we'll see everyone
Hey.
next time. Bye, everyone.